Hari Om. Today I wanted to talk about balance, something which is very important for all yoga practitioners because most of us might tend to move into the extremes. And Ayurveda explains this beautifully that like increases like and opposites balance. And especially with disease, Ayurveda looks at it as an imbalance of the bhutas, dhatus, and the gunas at the level of the body mind complex. And also, if we look at life around us, it is an experience of opposites. It's like how we have day and night, the sun and moon, yin yang, success, failure, joy, and sorrow. We also have opposing energies and forces within the body. And the premise of Hatha Yoga is to keep these balanced, is to keep all of these forces at balance so that we can experience the higher aspects of the practice. And for that reason, I'm going to share a few aspects of how we can find balance in terms of a practice. Because when we do that, naturally we start to find balance even in the external aspects of relationships, work, teaching. And the first area of balance is between Bahiranga and Antaranga. Bahiranga Yoga is the external limbs of Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama. And this is what we use and practice to deal and to work with the external dimension, to purify ourselves at the external level. And it's important to have these as a daily practice, daily introspection. So that means a daily asana pranayama practice. It means also swadhyaya through yama and niyama in whatever way that it is feasible to us. And also antaranga is, once we have the foundation of bahiranga, it then makes sense and it is effective to explore antaranga, which is through pratyahara and dharana practices. So we don't want to be overly obsessed with the bahiranga or with the antaranga. We want to find a balance between the two. The second area of balance is between movement and stillness. Especially in the modern times, there's a lot of movement. Maybe in the pandemic, the commuting and the physical movement may have reduced, but still, there's a lot of movement at the level of commuting, the movement of the motor and sensory organs, and also movement at the level of mind in terms of the information we consume, the thoughts we have. And for this reason, there's a lot of vata imbalance these days because there's constant movement, and this needs more stillness. But if you're somebody who is leading a more still and sedentary lifestyle, then you would need more movement. So in either ways, a balance between the two is important. I would say most of us need more stillness, and in your practice, that means sitting down longer, practicing maybe a fewer asanas and spending more time on pranayama and pratyahara and mantra practices. The third area of balance is between extroversion and introversion. And again, this depends. If somebody is introverted by nature, they might benefit from a little more extroversion. But most of us, because we live in this extroverted society, it's important to look inward also. And we don't want to do extremes of both. So, because if you're too extroverted, then we're not aware of the internal process and experiences. And if you're too introverted, even if it is through meditation, we're not going out and acting in the world. And Karma Yoga is a very essential part of the process where we have to do the action. We have to express our desires in a very creative form, with a lot of awareness and at the same time as much detachment from the outcome. The next area of balance is balance between the Ida and the Pingala, or the Manas and the Prana Shakti. And again, if you're performing too many asanas and pranayama, we're going to increase the Prana Shakti, but maybe not so much the Manas. Similarly, if we are focusing more on knowledge and meditation, the Manas Shakti is going to increase, but not the Prana. So we want a balance of both again. And this goes to the next point, a balance between the head and heart, or we can say bhakti, jnana and bhakti, or logic and emotion. Especially in today's times, I feel most of us are not in touch with our feelings because we have the fear of expressing ourselves. We have the fear of acknowledging the feelings of sadness and whatever guilt and whatever that we might experience. And even if it is happiness for that matter. We're too much in the head, so we need to access more of the heart. And if you are someone who's more emotional and more sensitive, which I feel is a blessing in itself, then perhaps you would benefit more from logic-oriented approach more rationalizing at times, thinking with the head rather than only with the heart. So a balance between the head and heart is essential. We don't want to be too intellectual about yoga, too philosophical, yet we don't want to be too overly devotional where it leads to blind faith. The next area of balance is balance between consumption and action, and this is the last and the most important one because we are consuming a lot of information through our senses. And even in terms of yoga, over the years, the knowledge you might have gained and the practices you might have learned, it's a good question to ask ourselves, what have I learned over the years? What am I applying? And this learning comes through courses, books, interactions, and any different experience. But the action is very important. And I would say it's more important because reading about a certain topic is not going to be beneficial until we have implemented. The integration is very important. Similarly, if you're watching this video as another video that you might consume on YouTube or social media, then it is helpful because maybe it provides a source of motivation, maybe a different perspective. But if you don't apply it, maybe by taking notes or choosing one aspect and applying it in the next week, then the action is missing. So I would encourage all of you to go reflect on these points and choose any one area where you feel you need the balance the most. And this balance, when you start to cultivate the balance in your own practice and your own discipline, it will start to blend into the other aspects of relationships, work, teaching, classes. And remember, we are all householders living in the urban setting, so a balance is very essential. All these practices, what we're talking about, is not to be done at the cost of the responsibilities we have, the responsibilities and the roles we have to play as partners, as parents, as sons, siblings, friends. So I hope this message was of some meaning and value to you. I hope you will introspect on this and work towards finding balance in any one area that we have covered. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. If you resonate with any of these topics, do leave a comment below. Thank you, and I wish you a peaceful day ahead. Hari Om Tat Sat.